Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs for the week ended 22nd March. We start with the question on women's sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a question about the Women's Premier League. This was held, this year in India, and of course, all the tourneys have been held in India because the Women's Premier League, like the Indian Premier League, has been rooted in India. Of course, there were occasions during the COVID time when the IPL was shifted out of India, but it's always been rooted in India. Now, this was the third edition of the Women's Premier League and it was won by Mumbai Indians. The first edition was also won by Mumbai Indians. So, this is their second title. Now, while they won their second title, Delhi Capitals lost this final. So, Mumbai Indians were the winner and Delhi Capitals were the runners-up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring in something more. The player of the, player of the series. Player of the series was Nat Skiver Brunt. This is hyphenated. Nat Skiver Brunt. And ladies and gentlemen, she was not just the player of the tournament, but also she scored the highest runs. So she got the orange cap as well. She actually belongs to Mumbai Indians as far as the IPL Women's Premier League is concerned, WPL is concerned, but otherwise she belongs to England. She is from England. Okay, so orange cap as well. What about the purple cap for the most wickets? The purple cap, ladies and gentlemen, was jointly won by two bowlers from, I think, both were Mumbai Indians. One is Hayley Matthews, and she is from the West Indies. She is from the West Indies, Mumbai Indians and West Indies. Coming to the second one, Amelia Kerr. She took 18 wickets, just like Matthews. She took 18 wickets. She also belongs to, if I'm not wrong, Mumbai Indians, but she belongs to New Zealand. Shows Kerr is a Kiwi. Matthews is from West Indies. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a little about the Women's Premier League this year. Okay. So, from there, we could go to the next one, and this is about a particular company having, purchased a cloud security company called Wiz. Wiz is a maker of web security tools to secure data, especially cloud data and all. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been purchased by Alphabet. Alphabet is a parent company of Google. It was started by two persons. Only in this case, I will talk about the founders. Ladies and gentlemen, Alphabet was started by two persons, Sergey Brin and Larry Page. These two guys started Google. Later, of course, they made Alphabet the parent company of all, the holding company. The CEO of IBM is Arvind Krishna. He is the CEO of IBM, International Business Machines. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, WhatsApp, and what is it? Oculus, Instagram, all these companies. It's run by co-founder Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Amazon CEO is Andy Jassy. Oracle CEO is Safra Catz. Safra Catz. Okay, so there is one lady CEO and four gentlemen CEOs. Yeah. From here to the next one, well, this is the logo of CGL India Para Games for this year. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Ujjwala, and this is the house pair of Delhi. CGL India Para Games would be the second edition of the games. The first one held in 2023. This year they are being held in Delhi in end March, of course. And it's going to be held in 6 disciplines, including athletics and badminton. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to know that you know, the anthem is, what is the anthem of the tournament? Yeah. Khelega, Khelega, India Khelega, Jeetega, Jeetega, India Jeetega. That's the anthem, my friends. Okay. So from there, we could go to the next one. An MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, to establish a framework for promoting the use of local currency between India and Mauritius. It was signed by the RBI, the Central Bank of India, and the central bank in Mauritius called the Bank of Mauritius. Now Mauritius is also home to one of the largest, between 2000 and 2025, make it end 2024, for the first 24 years of this century. You should know, my friends, that Mauritius has been the biggest investor in India in terms of FDI. That is because Mauritius is home to, low tax base. It has a low tax rate and everything. Plus the fact that India had a double taxation avoidance agreement with Mauritius, which also means that a company that sets up a business in Mauritius and then comes to India to invest in that, so it's already getting taxed in Mauritius at a low rate. So if that gets taxed in Mauritius, it won't be taxed in India. So it is what's called double taxation avoidance. Now, Mauritius, I'll just mention in the case of Mauritius. Remember, Mauritius's capital is a place called Port Louis. It's not related to this question, but just I started, so I'll end it with the capital of Mauritius. Right? You don't really need to know the names of the governor of the Bank of Mauritius, because his name is Ramakrishna Sitanan, not required for you guys. Okay. So, I guess that's about it. There's hardly anything else to discuss about this question. Fair? Let's go to the next one. But before that, remember, local currency, when there is use of Indian rupee in Mauritius or the Mauritian rupee in India, it means that the people of Mauritius can use the local currency in India, but generally not accepted. Okay. But they could pay for, imports from India in the local currency. That's what it actually helps. That's where it actually helps. Astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore spent 286 days in space and returned to Earth aboard the SpaceX Crew Dragon, spacecraft. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that they went up in June 2024. It was an 8-day trip. What is it? 8-day trip. But the Boeing Starliner spacecraft on which they went and they were to come back developed certain problems. So they remained stuck for almost 9 months, my friends. Beat that, yeah. So they have been there for they were there for 286 days. Now, to bring in Sunita Williams, my friends, Sunita Williams, the name Sunita comes from her father's side, because her father was a neuroanatomist, neuroanatomist, someone who studies the structure of the nervous system, including the brain. So he was born in Gujarat. He kind of, he was an orphan at a very young age, and he built his own career, and he went to the US. After studying for medicine in India, he went to the US, did a specialization, and of course, he's no more. But he's reckoned to be one of the finest neuroanatomists in the history of the US. Now, so the word Sunita comes from her father's side. Fair? Williams is usually basically, from her mother's side, because her mother is a Slovene American. Slovenia, you would have heard of this country in Europe. That's how it is. Okay? And she also holds the record for the 4th highest number of hours to have, to have done a spacewalk. She spent 62 hours doing spacewalks. Think about it, 62 hours doing spacewalks outside the capsule, the space station. And, you also have to understand that, Sunita Williams is a practicing Hindu. I'm not saying this because it's a religion. I'm saying that she carried the Bhagavad Gita on her previous, on her previous trip, basically. The first trip she went. And the second time she carried Upanishads and all. So this time they would have served very well because she had to be there for a long time, and which was not budgeted for. Oh, let me clear this. Well, Dash is envisioned to provide comprehensive in-house artificial intelligence solutions for multilingual support and streamlined, processes in parliamentary operations. Ladies and gentlemen, Sansad Bhashini, real-time translation, everything. This is a tool that the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has developed. Okay, not much to discuss. But you know what? The Parliament of India in Hindi is called Sansad. What is it? Sansad. There are a lot of countries around the world, like for example in Iceland, the parliament is called Althing, A-L-T-H-I-N-G, Althing. In Spain they call it Cortes, C-O-R-T-E-S. In America they call it the Congress. Okay, different places, different names of course. A facilitation center dedicated to Prime Minister's internship scheme has been established in Kolkata. This center is a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Corporate Affairs headed by Nirmala Sitharaman and the Confederation of Indian Industry. Now, what is this about? The PIM scheme is about providing young individuals in the age group of 21 to 24, just out of college, from low income households with a 12-month internship opportunity. Now, this is for upskilling and everything. So, the idea is that over the next 5 years, 1.25 lakh youth will be able to access, as of now, this year it's 1.25 lakh, but over the next 5 years or so, the idea is to target 1 crore youth to be able to, have exposure to corporate practices, corporate, environment, especially through these internships. Now, the idea again of course is pretty good, but it is again a very difficult thing to implement these things. Confederation of Indian Industry is headed by Sanjeev Puri. What's the name? Sanjeev Puri. It represents the Indian industry. There are a lot of bodies. This is one of them. Sanjeev Puri also is the CEO chairperson of ITC. Okay. Ministry of Commerce and Industry headed by what? Piyush Goyal? Yes. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is headed by, it's a Ministry of State with independent charge, and this is headed by Jayant Chowdhury. Jayant Chowdhury. Ministry of Education is headed by, I think, Dharmendra Pradhan. Dharmendra Pradhan. Okay, let me write Pradhan in full. The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry is again like CII, industry body, headed here by Harshavardhan Agarwal. He is from the Imami Group. Imami Group. He is a CEO of the Imami Group. Harshavardhan Agarwal. Okay, I guess we got pretty much everything that we wanted from this question. From there, we could go to the next one, which is again about the RBI having won a couple of awards for, Digital Transformation Awards started by or instituted by Central Banking London. Ladies and gentlemen, the two programs are this, Sarthi and Prava. Now, within this, I want you to know that Sarthi is, it's here. Sarthi is basically for internal purposes. So, through this, the RBI has digitized all workflows so that, it has become easy to store and share documents securely within the RBI network. Now, as far as Prava is concerned, this is for external users. That is, in case you own a business or something and you want to apply a banking business or something that's regulated by the RBI, you can apply for regulatory approvals through Prava. This is again digitized network for external applications. That's Prava. So we have Sarthi and Prava. The RBI governor is Sanjay Malhotra. So, which of the following have been added to the tentative list for the UNESCO recognition, World Heritage Sites and all that? There has been 6 this year. 4 are mentioned here. I'll bring in the other 2. Okay, the other 2, the temples of Guptas. Temples of Guptas across North India. The Gupta Empire spread across North India. So, we are writing here, okay, plus 1, 2, the forts and palaces, forts and palaces of the Bundelas. The Bundelas, again, the ruling dynasty in UP and MP, Madhya Pradesh. UP and MP. Okay, guys, I guess there we go. We got all the 6. Okay. For the first time in India, Apple will produce AirPods, for exports at the Foxconn plant in Hyderabad. Okay, in Hyderabad. So, Foxconn, the 2 things you should know about. 1, Apple, 2nd, Foxconn. Apple, my friends, it's pronounced Apple. Apple, you could say Apple also, no problem. Apple is the world's largest technology company by turnover, and it's headed by Tim Cook. The CEO is Tim Cook. Head office is in Cupertino, California. Cupertino, California. Okay? Cupertino, California. That's the CEO's name, Tim Cook. Foxconn. You know, it's the world's 4th largest technology company by turnover. But I'm sure that most people would not have heard of Foxconn. And if you would say that, if you tell your relatives that I work for Foxconn, they would make a face. Oh, where is this? What is this? Small company, basically? So it's like, you could say 7 times 8 bigger than TCS. But what does it do? It's the world's largest contract manufacturer of electronic goods. The world's largest contract manufacturer of electronic goods. It doesn't own a product of its own, but it does manufacture products for other companies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the original name of this company is Hon Hai. Hon Hai Precision. That's the original name. Okay. Hon Hai Precision. Second is, it was started by a man called Terry Gou. Terry Gou. The current CEO is a guy called Yang Liu. Yang Liu. Yang Liu. That's the CEO, current CEO. So this is the founder, this is the CEO, and the head office is in a place called Taipei. So it's a company that comes from Taiwan. Taipei, as you know, is the capital of Taiwan. Last year, its turnover was $213 billion. So, Apple, all of Apple's products, iPhone, iPad, AirPods, all of them are made by Foxconn. Foxconn makes products for Samsung. It makes products for Xiaomi. It makes products for Microsoft, like, Surface tablet. Microsoft also produces this Xbox gaming console. This is produced by them. This is manufactured by them. Sony has PlayStation, again a gaming console. It's manufactured by them. You have Nintendo, which is a mega gaming company which manufactures V gaming console. It's manufactured by them. It's assembled by them. So it is into a lot of things, my friends. Yeah. So think about it. It does not own a product of its own, but it's a mega company. Okay, that's a bit about Foxconn and Apple. Who won the men's and women's singles championship, at the 2025 All England Badminton Championships? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the highest tournament in the world of badminton, the most prestigious, you could say. Of course, there is a badminton world championship, but this is the thing. It's like the Wimbledon in tennis. Okay, so it was won by Shi Yuki of China and An Se Young, the world #1 women's badminton player from South Korea. So this lady is from South Korea. This gentleman is from China. World #1, current world #1. And for your additional information, I have something here. Men's doubles winners Kim and Seo from South Korea. And women's doubles winners Chiharu and Nami from Japan. So we have only the winners here, my friends. Okay. So there's anything else? Yeah, I guess that's about it. Hardly anything else to discuss here. According to Morgan Stanley, India is projected to become the world's third largest economy by 2028. Like I have always said, that these are guesstimates, so I don't buy too much into this. Don't read too much into this. Okay, these growth rates, these projections are subject to a lot of ifs and buts, conjectures, guesses, assumptions. Okay, like global energy supply, civil war conditions in the neighborhood, basically, wars in Ukraine, in West Asia, the Trump behavior. You understand that Trump behavior, tariffs and all that stuff. So there are a lot of ifs and buts, but we are on track to become the third biggest economy by GDP in 2028 or by 2029. As of today, the GDP is 4.1, depends on the source you take, but let's make it 4.0. $4.0 trillion. Okay, so this is 2025. By 2026, it's likely to be 4.7 and 5.7 by 2028. But again, as I told you, these are all guesstimates. Okay, the trillion, 1 trillion equals 1,000 billion. That's about it, my friends. Okay, Morgan Stanley is an investment banking firm from America. Okay, it's headquartered in New York City. Its CEO is a guy called Ted Pick. Ted, let me write here. Ted Pick, P-I-C-K. Ted Pick. Okay, that's about it. As per the Hockey India Awards 2025, identify correct statements, all of them. Harmanpreet Singh received the best senior player. It's called Balbir Singh Senior Player of the Year. Savita Punia, Balbir Singh Senior Women's Player. And one more thing, she also received the best goalkeeper award. Okay, and the Indian squad from the 1975 World Cup, we won this World Cup championship. I think it was in Rome somewhere, I'm not very sure, and we won it. And the tournament squad had been given nearly 30 lakh rupees. Okay, and one more thing, my friends, the best emerging player under 21, women's Deepika. That is the name on the website also. I went to the website of Hockey India and Indian Olympic Association website, IOC website also. I did not find her full name. It's called Deepika. She's called Deepika. Okay, best women's hockey player under 21, Deepika, and best men's player, Arijit Hundal. So that's a bit about this. I guess pretty good stuff. Yeah, whatever is relevant, we have taken that stuff. What is the theme of the International Happiness Day 2025? Caring and sharing. International Happiness Day. I'm not very sure of these things basically, but the days, because the next question is about the World Sparrow Day. World Sparrow Day is observed every year to raise awareness. It's on March 20th. March 20th, we discuss sparrow being the mascot of the Khelo India Para Games as well. March 24th is World TB Day. It is TB Day. March 23rd is World Meteorological Day. March 22nd, World Water Day. Okay. March 21st, nothing extraordinary. Okay. So this is how it is, my friends. Okay, I guess that's about it. World Sparrow Day. Yeah, cool stuff from there. To which nation did India give machinery worth about $1 million to boost its passion fruit industry? There's a country called Suriname. You must be wondering, where is this country? I'll just use red here instead of the usual white that we use, so that I can tell you. This is, you can see here, this country in green is Suriname. Okay, this is France. French Guyana it's called. It's technically a part of South America, geographically a part of South America, but politically a part of France. Okay, this is Guyana. Now, this is the small country of Suriname. In fact, 90% of this country is forested. 90%. That makes it the world's most forested country. 90% of the land is forested, equatorial dense forest. Okay, so passion fruit basically, it's it is variously called, but it's called maracuya. Maracuya is a local name which effectively means the fruit that serves itself. It actually is a bowl. There is a hard shell and you can eat it right from there. That's why it's called the fruit that serves itself. So, this is Venezuela. Uruguay is here. Okay. This is Paraguay, and Brazil in yellow here. Venezuela has the world's largest, the world's largest petroleum reserves. The world's largest petroleum reserves are in Venezuela. Brazil is the world's largest producer of sugar and of course coffee. Okay, there's hardly anything else that you need to know about this place, this part of the world. But importantly, please know that this place here, La Paz, my eyes fell on this, so I was about to tell you something else, but my eyes fell on this, so I'll focus here. La Paz, L-A space P-A-Z. It's the highest capital city in the world. That is, by altitude, the highest capital city in the world. It's the capital of Bolivia. Okay. Those of you who don't know, the capitals are Asuncion. Okay. Let me go back to using white. Brasilia. Suriname. What is it? Paramaribo. Uruguay, Montevideo. Venezuela, Caracas. Is it? Caracas, yeah. Who has been elected as the 10th president of the International Olympic Committee, becoming the first woman and the first African to be elected to the position. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Christy Coventry. She is a multiple medalist at various Olympic Games. Swimmer she is, okay, and she is from Zimbabwe. For your information, she is from Zimbabwe. I think this is not a good surface. White with black, we'll just use red. She's from Zimbabwe. Who will she succeed? She will succeed Thomas Bach. Thomas Bach of Germany. Yeah, Thomas Bach. So he goes out, comes in Christy Coventry, the Olympic swimmer. The International Olympic Committee is headquartered in Lausanne. The International Olympic Committee is headquartered in Lausanne. This is the spelling. In Switzerland. Lausanne in Switzerland. So, outgoing president, Coventry's country Zimbabwe, and the head office of the IOC. Friends. The 2025 Raisina Dialogue, which is is held by the Observer Research Foundation in with the Ministry of External Affairs. The Ministry of External Affairs. So they come down, they have this event, and global leaders, thought leaders, they come down, discuss issues of strategic importance, and this year's theme was Kala Chakra, and the chief guest was Christopher Luxon. You must have heard of Christopher Luxon. If you're not, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher, let's call him Chris Luxon, is the Prime Minister of New Zealand. The Prime Minister of New Zealand. Luxon. The Prime Minister of New Zealand. Okay. Observer Research Foundation is a private organization but it's considered to be one of the best organizations to on strategic affairs. Okay, which nation is hosting the Kabaddi World Cup? Of course, it just was over. I mean, the competition ended recently in England. So, who won it? Both the men's and women's titles were won by India. Both the men's and the women's finals, runners up. England was the runners up. England was the runner up, you can say, or runners up. Both are fine. Runner up or runners up. Okay. So in both cases, India won both categories, men's and women's kabaddi tournament. India won and England ended up runners up. Okay. From there, name the high-speed microprocessors jointly developed by the ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, and Semiconductor Laboratory, specifically designed for space applications. Vikram 3201 and Kalpana 3201. We all know Vikram is named after Vikram Sarabhai. Vikram Sarabhai is the founder of ISRO, you could say, the predecessor of ISRO, you could say ISRO itself. He is the father of India's space program, Vikram Sarabhai. And Kalpana is Kalpana Chawla, born in Karnal, Haryana, and she did her, a bachelor's program in engineering here, aerospace, but she eventually went to the US much against the opposition of her father. But of course, the father supported her, the parents supported her, and she pursued an aerospace engineering program, master's, then a PhD, and unfortunately, after having been to the space on previous two occasions, she died while she was coming back along with 6 other astronauts. When the spacecraft was re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, it burnt up. It was called the Discovery, I think. This Discovery Space Shuttle, tragedy of 2003, I think. So that's how it is, my friends. Yeah. To honor her memory, we have the microprocessor named after Kalpana. And to honor the great contribution of the great, scientist Vikram Sarabhai, we have this as well. Stuart Young is the new Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. This is the West Indies. It's something that has always fascinated me. This is the United States, Florida. This is Central America. This is, of course, at the bottom is South America. This is the kind of map that, if you've been watching these videos for long, you would know that I love maps. And you see, this is Trinidad and Tobago, this small place here, this one. Okay. The capital is Port of Spain. The new Prime Minister is Young, Port of Spain. They're all more or less controlled by Spain for a long time, my friends. Okay. Grenada, it's here. The capital is St. George. St. George's is spelled like this, St. George's. Haiti, this is country in green here. This country is the most populated country in the West Indies. So, most populated in West Indies. The capital is Port au Prince. Okay. This is the most populated, but this is a country that is lawless, utterly lawless. It's considered to be a failed state. It's a country that is run by gangs. Yes, gangs. And then we have Jamaica. This is Jamaica. You can see the capital here, Kingston. And what else? Cuba, the huge island here. The biggest island in the Caribbean Sea by area. The biggest island, by area in this place is Cuba. The most populated place is Haiti. Okay. So Cuba's capital is Havana cigars and all that stuff. Okay, I guess that's about it. Anything else that we should know? We will keep learning about these things, my friends. Don't worry about this. Who won the Formula 1 2025 Australian Grand Prix? Well, Lando Norris of McLaren. Okay, Norris and Russell, both are from the UK. Both are from the UK, my friends. Let's try to use yellow. Both are from the UK. Hamilton is again, hey, Hamilton is also from the UK. Okay. Verstappen is from Netherlands. He is from Netherlands. So this is from UK. No. UK, and this guy is from Netherlands. Current 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, and Gasly, if I'm not wrong, is from France. Yeah. This was the first championship of Formula One's 2025 season. That's all from me, Bharat C. Jain. Have a lot of fun. Please make sure, guys, you like our social media, you subscribe to our social media handles, and that you stay curious and that you keep yourself updated with the latest happenings around yourself. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you.